to introduce the guest speaker for the 2026 Southeastern Baseball Classic. Our guest speaker played here at Jimmy White Park under Coach Jimmy White from 1998 to 2001. He was a team captain in 2000 and 2001, was an all-region player and an all-state player. He took his talents to Clemson University for Coach Jack Leggett between 2002 and 2005, and was a team captain for the Tigers in 2005. Played in 4 regionals, 2 super regionals, and was a member of the 2002 College World Series team. And I happen to be his first T-ball coach, Daniel Pritchard.
Thank you, John. I'd like to first thank the Southeastern Baseball Classic for asking me to speak tonight. It's an honor. I've been a part of this program and this tournament for many, many years. I'd also like to thank Coach Jimmy White for having a vision over 30 years ago. We had our first tournament in 1997, and we're still going strong in 2026. So thanks, Coach. I have a lot of memories on this field. Back on that dirt, spent 4 years, a lot of late nights, a lot of long days. My most important or most fun times were probably opening night at the SBC. You see, that was the only time that this crowd was like it was. You had 8 teams, a bunch of fans, probably 10 times our attendance for those nights. And we traveled well. We had good attendance outside of it too, if that tells you anything. But tonight, and nights like tonight, were the most fun. I can vividly remember getting loose after this speech. I can remember the smell, the sounds, the lights. So guys, enjoy this week. Make the most of it. I hope you look back on it down the road and think of the Southeastern Baseball Classic as one of the tournaments that really stuck out to you. When I was trying to prepare what I was going to speak to you on, I kept coming back to the same thing. And it was basically what I would want to know if I were in your shoes 25 years ago. What would impact my life? What would be something that you say, hey kid, you think you got it figured out? Let me give you a few tips. Let me teach you a little something. I can't promise that I'll impact all 200 of you or however many we got. But if I impact one, I'll consider it a success. I have 3 things I want to talk about, okay? First is your support system. When's the last time you told your support system you appreciate it? Let me tell you who that is. That's your parents. That's your grandparents. That's your aunts, uncles, family members, siblings, family friends. Anybody who plays any role, your coaches, your athletic support staff, your academic support staff. So you get to wake up, go to class, go to the ball field, and play baseball. So much goes on behind the scenes. So much that you don't even think about. Even if you do think about it, you probably don't say thank you enough. I don't think I did. I remember being a kid, always had a fresh pair of spikes, had the appropriate glove, bat, never went without. I wasn't spoiled, but I had what I needed. I probably said thank you in the moment, but I don't know that I told them how much I appreciated them. My parents are here tonight, so I want y'all to know I appreciate that. See, I didn't realize that until probably a few years back when my wife was washing uniforms at like 9 o'clock in a sink in the house after dinner. And then it dawned on me, we weren't allowed to come home clean from baseball practice, or my mom didn't think we went. So I would come in from practice, throw my stuff down in the laundry room, sit down, eat a hot meal that had been prepared, and then I would go shower, hit the books, and hit the bed. And my mom and dad clean up the kitchen. They do laundry, clean the house, and wash uniforms. But I always had a clean one to put on. I didn't care about that. I like a dirty uniform. She did. But she made it happen. A few years later, my wife's doing the same thing, and it dawns on me. You know, it's the little things behind the scenes. It's the sacrifices. Your support staff makes sacrifices for all of you, things you don't even see. They go without so that you can have, and to make sure you appreciate it. Tell them you appreciate it if you hadn't lately. Second thing I want to talk about is the life lessons we learn from baseball. Every day you step on a baseball field, you have an opportunity to learn lessons in life. What a waste it would be to spend 15 or 20 years of your life coming out here every day and not take those lessons that you're learning and apply them to life. We had a guy win a bunt competition last night. Where you at? My man, he can bunt. If Braden comes up with men on first and second or men on first, sorry Billy, but y'all better be ready. We interviewed him after, for you guys that weren't here, we asked him, who taught you how to bunt? He said, Coach Billy Emerson. Good answer, kid. Smart man. He said, we bunt every day. That's what we do. I'm sure many of you bunt every day. You hit every day. You take ground balls every day. Probably to a repetition to a point that you get tired of it, right? Braden, all you guys, they're not teaching you how to bunt. They're teaching you discipline. They're teaching you commitment. They're teaching you work ethic. They're holding you accountable. Because what they're teaching you is that if you work that every day, and you work it the right way, and you approach it the right way, when it's on the line and it matters, you'll be able to accomplish it. If you choose to halfway do something, you can't. That's why your coaches invest that time. There's three parts to this. First is failure. Okay? Show of hands. Who thinks failure is the number one thing the game of baseball teaches you? I disagree. If you play baseball past T-ball, you will fail. You don't have a choice. It's how you respond. Baseball teaches you how to respond to failure. You're going to get knocked down. Time after time after time. That's going to happen. We know that. Nobody teaches us to strike out. Nobody teaches us to make an error. What you have to learn from the game of baseball is how to respond. There's two types of failure. The first is when you're unprepared. You don't do the right things at practice. You don't put yourself in a position to succeed. You don't earn the right to succeed. That one, you have to own it. You have to figure out, what do I have to do to overcome that? Who am I selling short out here? Is it my teammates, my coaches, my family? But the other one's the tough one. The other one's when you do everything right. Everything's going down the right path. You're working hard. You're showing up, putting in time. You hit a line drive, 102 exit velo, right at the shortstop. He makes the play. You were on time. You made a good decision. You barreled it up. Fortunately, there was an obstacle in your way that was outside of your control. It's life, guys. That's going to happen. It's going to happen a lot. It's going to happen out here, and it's going to happen in life. How are you going to respond? You going to quit? You going to give up? Or are you going to persevere? Keep pushing through. Accountability. There are a dime a dozen at a baseball field, no matter which one I've ever been at, that want to tell me who hit the home run, who made the great play, who threw a complete game, who was great. And there's a dime a dozen at a baseball field that lost, that want to tell me the umpire was terrible, the field conditions were horrible, other team cheated, and why the heck did coach put so-and-so in when he knows he wasn't the guy? But what you don't hear at a baseball field is ownership. Accountability, if you're going to own the good times, own the bad times. That's the key. Because if you're somebody who everything that good happens because of you, but everything that bad happens because of somebody else, you're going to find yourself isolated later in life. Nobody likes to be around somebody like that. Own it. It's going to happen. We all know what happens out here. So own it. The last part's integrity. If you cheat this game, and you cut corners out here, you'll cut corners in life. Simple as that. When you face adversity on a baseball field, if you don't run your sprints, if you don't do your PFPs, if you don't throw your bullpen with full focus, if you don't focus on your bunt practice, how are you going to expect that when adversity faces you in life down the road to handle those moments? Okay? You can't cut corners. You got to put in the work. Because adversity in life is much more serious than adversity on a baseball field. And it will kick you in the teeth. If you try to take shortcuts when life gets hard, if you try to sneak around the backside, if you try to point fingers and blame somebody, people see right through it. So play the game the right way. Don't cut corners. You'll thank me later because in life you won't cut corners when everything gets tough. Last thing I'm going to leave you with is a little scenario. I need your cooperation. Show of hands, how many of you guys have a dream of being drafted by a Major League Baseball team? Getting a phone call, big league team, offering you money to play the game of baseball? I'd answer it. What are the 5 tools that scouts are often look at to evaluate you on? You can yell them out or I'll tell them to you. Velo, hit for power, hit for average, speed, your glove, right? That's what we're typically analyzed on, right? Okay. You know why scouts have those criteria and what they're looking for? They're trying to sign a first or second rounder. What's so important about a first or second rounder? Good answer, money. Not the right answer. Good answer. The stats say that 3 out of 4 first rounders make it to the show. 75% of first rounders make it to the big leagues, no matter signing bonus. Drops off a little bit in the second round. Drops off the table after the second round. Scouts want to sign first and second rounders. As athletes, you strive to be a first and second rounder. I'm not saying that's easy, guys. I'm not saying you're all going to be first or second rounders. I'm trying to put something in perspective right now. Okay? So if we're looking at those tools and we're analyzing that, let's have a little draft here. In your mind right now, first 5-6 seconds. I want you to think about those tools. Think about other tools. Think about things that matter to you. Who are your top 4 picks on your team right now? Top 4. Just think about it. Shouldn't take you long. I'll give you a second. Got it? Show of hands. Who drafted the best hitter they know first overall? Who drafted the first arm? The biggest arm first overall? No, nobody drafted the best glove or the fastest guy. Let me ask you this. Anybody take their first round pick based on character? Good for you. What about integrity? Anybody pick their first round draft pick based on somebody they know would have their back no matter what? See, what you just drafted for that you didn't know it was, that was life's draft. And those people that you have in your mind right now are who you got to go to battle with. Change anything? Change your order? Keep all 4? Scratch them? All? It's all right. You didn't know the rules. I didn't tell you what it was based off of. Character, integrity, work ethic, just being a dog. That lasts well beyond when the arm fades, speed fades, the power fades, guys. So I got one question for you right now, and I'm going to wrap it up. We were drafting today for the draft of life, okay? Would you be a first or second rounder? Would you be a mid-rounder? You fall in 3 categories, okay? There's guys in here right now that are no doubt first rounders. In their mind, I'm still a first rounder. I'm a dude. Well, you might be. Or you might be a quarterback in a war room on draft night with a pretty girl sitting next to you while just pick after pick after pick's going round after round, and you're trying to figure out what's going on. Remember, reputation is different than character. Okay? Reputation is what people think of you, but it can be a small sample size. Your character is who you are at your core. Okay? Keep that in mind. You got your mid-rounders, 8 to 10 round, those guys, they're working on things, but they're aware. All the tools are right there. You can get better each day. Continue to get better each day. And then you got your guys who are quiet. They think there's somewhere to work. I can always work on something. I'm not quite good enough and all that, but I'm trying, and I'm pretty solid along the path. Those are automatic first rounders. First rounders in life are humble. They work hard. They never give up. They have their guys' backs. That's who you want to be. That's who you want in your foxhole. So just remember, if we were drafting today, what round would you be in? I'd like to thank you guys again for your time and attention. I hope you have a good night, a good tournament. Look forward to seeing you all. God bless.